You know, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said to me, I can't wait till you make it. And it just got me thinking. You know, I've had people say that to me in the past, and I've had other people say, I can't believe you made it, you know, or I can't believe you never made it, you know, or like some people think I made it, other people think I didn't make it. People are hoping that I do make it. They can't wait till I make it. People think I'm never going to make it. Like, what does make it as an artist? Like, what does that even mean? I think about that when I just go about my business during the day and I travel around and I do stuff. Like, I think about that quite a bit because it feels, I'll be honest with you, it feels like kind of offensive to me sometimes. Disrespectful in a weird kind of way, and I don't think people mean it that way, but it feels that way because to me, it's about what you do from day to day, you know? Like, how are you attending to your work? How are you attending to the art that you create, you know, to your craft? Like, what is your creative practice? What is your spiritual practice? Like, how do you approach every day that you exist? Are you really an artist, you know? Are you somebody who takes this seriously? Are you somebody who's constantly growing and evolving and learning? Are you open like that? Or are you just somebody who got to a certain spot and you're just like, that's it, you're good enough, and now you're just like waiting for something magical to happen? And what exactly can happen that's going to make you feel like you made it? Like, you're going to win an Academy Award, you're going to win a Grammy, you're going to get accepted to the Tribeca Film Festival, you're going to get booked at the Public Theater or go to Broadway. Like, what's going to make you feel like you made it? You know, you're going to get a series on TV, you're going to get a big movie as an actor or a DP or whatever. Like, what's going to make you feel like you made it? Because the thing is, when those things happen, they happen, you do them, and then they're over. And unless that just keeps happening over and over and over again, what do you do with your time? In other words, in my opinion, you've made it every single day that you work on your stuff, that you work on the art that you want to make, you know, that you actually are actively seeking to improve your performance, improve your understanding, you know, improve the depth of what you're trying to express, you know, what you are hoping to share. In my case, anyway, like, to me, sharing is the most important part. And so, you know, I feel like when you make the decision to live your life in a certain kind of way, it's like, you know, it's like what they say about people who want to lose weight or get in shape or whatever. It's not about doing one thing, it's about a lifestyle. And being an artist, you know, making it is about making a decision to be this thing every single day of your life. You know, I made it a long time ago. I made it when I was a little kid, when I decided this is what I'm going to do. And I make it every day, and I grow every day. I get better every day. I become more experienced, you know. I have more of a desire to learn more. I never feel like I got there, you know. I never feel like you know, the funny thing is I do feel like I'm good enough, but I never feel like I'm as good as I can be. You know, the funny thing is I do feel like I'm good enough, but I never feel like I'm as good as I can be. You know, I never feel like I'm as skilled as I can be. I never feel like I have as much knowledge as I can have, you know, as much of an understanding. You know, I'm not as deep as I hope to go, ever. And it's going to be like that until I die. So I feel like I made it a long time ago, you know. And I feel like if you approach your craft in the same way, you made it. You know, like, at the end of the day, when you get to the end of your life, it's not going to be that one day. Like, think about it. If you, like, won a Grammy, or if you won an Academy Award or a Tony Award or something like that, is that moment going to define your whole life? Or is it going to be the way you lived every day of your life, for the length of your life, how you approached every single day? Really, that's the accomplishment. That's the definition of who you are and what you do and what your life is. Like that, you can define as your existence. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is where I'm at. you know? And anybody who knows me knows that that's what I do every day. It doesn't matter where I perform or what my movie does or who watches it or whatever, because I'm already on to the next day. I'm already on to the next thing. I'm already thinking about new things. You know, I'm thinking about how can I do better? How can I rise up a little bit more? How can I elevate myself? How can I contribute more? How can I connect with people on a deeper level? You know, how can I contribute to people? How can I make a better offering, a more meaningful offering? You know, how can I give people something that they can take away and feel like it improved their life? It made them feel something. It swelled their heart. You know, it gave them more empathy. It gave them a better understanding of things that they might not have understood before. Like, how can I do that? How can I contribute to something like that? That's making it. Thinking about that. How can I stand for something and, you know, let other people know that I stand with you, people who are being oppressed or, you know, experiencing injustice? How can I be a better part of a community through my art? You know, how can I just be better? How can I improve every day my life? You know, I don't have those goals like I did when I was younger. And, you know, I know a lot of people will say, well, because you haven't gotten a lot of those goals, now you've just kind of adjusted to make it easier to live with that. And, you know, maybe that's true. But what's also true is that getting past that and adjusting so that I could live my life better, I made it. That's a great thing. That's a great accomplishment. Like, I do this every day. This is my practice. This is what I do, you know? I take care of my body every day. I take care of my nutrition every day, and I make art every day. And in the process of making art, I'm improving how I make that art, and I'm doing it in different kinds of ways. I've been in the music business. I'm a musician. I'm a theater artist. I'm a playwright. I'm a screenwriter. I'm an actor in movies. Like, I do so many different things. And some people are like, what, are you going to be a brain surgeon next? Like, why don't you just stick with one thing? But that's just the way I am. I'm always looking for more. I'm looking for different ways to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. In my heart, I'm a storyteller. You know, that's what I want to do. And I'm hoping that every story that I tell is meaningful in some kind of way. You know, I'm not just trying to entertain. And certainly I want to entertain. I want to, you know, and I talk about this all the time. I want to make things that are beautiful. You know, I don't want to make things that are hard to look at. I think that the subject matter that I work with is often hard to deal with, but I try to create something that's beautiful to receive. That's what art is to me. Taking the difficult things and making them beautiful so that we can ingest them easier and talk about them and make them better. You know, have more empathy. I use that word all the time. I want people to understand one another better. You know, I want to bring people together. That's my intention. And also, by the way, it's fun. I love to do it. Like, this is my creative practice. This is my spiritual practice every day, but I never feel like I work. Like, it's not work to me, you know? I don't need anybody else's acknowledgement that I'm good or that my work is of value. Like, I don't need that. You know, give me money. I'll gladly accept the money. Pay me. Give me opportunity, all of that. But not for my ego, just to give me energy to live a better life, an easier life, so I can continue to make art. But I made it. I made it every day, and I continue to make it. And as long as I'm committed, as long as I have this dedication, this desire, you know, to continue to go, this determination that nothing will keep me from making art. No excuses, no like lack of funds or lack of support or lack of, you know, likes or lack of followers or whatever. Nothing can keep me from making art. Nothing. Nobody other than me. I'm the only one who could stop me from making art. And you could take all this away from me. You could take my camera, you could take my guitar, you could take everything. I still can make art. That's why I became a solo theater artist. That was a spiritual epiphany for me in my life, where I realized I could just get on a stage with nothing. I could get up there with nothing but me and my clothes on. I don't even need my clothes. And I could just tell stories. I can engage people. I can create a world where I transport people to another place with nothing. Now, I'm obsessed with cameras and lenses and lights and microphones and all this stuff and making this kind of art, this cinematic art. I'm obsessed with it because I love it so much. I want to make it look good. I want to make it look beautiful. I want to see the world in, unusual ways that people just kind of walk by and don't notice. And I want them to notice. And then I want to tell, weave these stories inside of that. So I love it, but nothing can stop me from doing that, except for me. I'm the only one. I decide what I do. I decide if I made it, I decide if I'm going to make it today. I decide if I'm going to make it tomorrow, and I decide whether or not I made it in the past. And I have continually made it. Over 500 songs, 3 full-length plays, 2 feature films, hundreds and hundreds of poems. Like, I have created so much art. I made it. You can make it every single day. So you could ask me that question as much as you want. And I'm always going to probably feel a certain kind of way about that. But I also understand, because that's the culture we live in. We live in this celebrity culture. You have to be famous. You have to be known. You have to be on TV or on the movies or whatever for people to feel like you made it. But from an artist's perspective, I have friends who have made art and been full-time musicians or theater artists or whatever their whole adult lives. As far as I'm concerned, they made it because they chose to do that every day, and they love it, and they're great at it, and they're equally as adept or talented as any famous person. Fame is a whole separate thing. It's not who's the best. It's just who's that. That's it. It's really no big difference. So, as I always say, support independent artists, and I'm not going to tell you to stop asking me that question. You can continue to ask me, but maybe this gives you a little bit of a different understanding, a different perspective of what making it means. I hope so. That's it.